then let's dive into it. Fucking how you all going? It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here with crank.com and with That Metal Station. And today I'm getting to have a chat with Lydia Can't Breathe. We have Kyle, Shad, and Ryan. Say g'day, guys.
G'day.
There we go. We got it. I always say g'day to like Americans over there now. And I'm like, g'day, mate. And they're like, it's evening here. And I'm like,
So
still saying g'day, dude.
It's 8:30 in the morning there or something. Yeah.
Yeah, 8:30 in the morning. Yeah. It's killer, dude. First off, man, for the uninitiated, I know you guys have been around for a while, but can you tell us a little bit about who Lydia Can't Breathe are, man? Your sound and kind of a little bit about yourselves first off, dude, for the uninitiated.
I'm Kyle. I basically I do writing, but I'm the vocalist, but I try to I play guitar as well and I write with them. We kind of all write, together at this point, everything that you guys are hearing. And I got a classical type jazz kind of influence on some of my playing. And I took lessons from the late Paul Chapman from the UFOs for a long time.
Nice.
And I'm Shad, I'm the bass player. I do backup vocals. I also do writing. I've been playing bass for 15 years or so. Before that, I was a rhythm guitar player, singer for most of the projects I've been in. I've been with the band 12 years or so when I first started. I left the band and came back after a couple of years. So I probably got about 10 years in the band under my belt.
Cool.
You gotta talk loud, Ryan.
Yeah, come on, Ryan, come into it, bro.
I'm Ryan. I've been in the band the least.
He's the least in the band.
This is 4 years, maybe going on 5 now.
We'll call it 5, Ryan.
I was actually a fan of the band before I was in it. I saw their live performance and I loved it. I thought it was awesome. And I got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of it. So I was stoked on that, And Kyle actually runs sound for a living and he was running sound for one of my other bands. And here we are now. He hit me up. They needed someone to fill in and here we are.
He filled in for 5 years.
That's cool. That's Kyle. You was just saying you do sound as well. You would have been pretty heavily affected the last couple of years as well, dude. I've got another friend who does sound in Australia, and I know another guy in Texas who does it as well. And they were severely impacted through 2020 and started.
It definitely, yeah, it was the worst year since I've started my business. Every year since I started it 10 years ago, it basically was just going up and up and up, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, basically, boom, it was the worst year ever, obviously. Yeah. I'm not complaining, a lot of people had to suffer, you know what I mean, and all that, but it definitely was the least amount of money I've ever made in a year. And it was I couldn't, no one wants to do events. Even now it's starting to pick up. But still, there's so many of the vendors I had and stuff that don't want to do events because they're scared to where they're not, hiring sound guys or PA companies if there's not a party or something going on. You know what I mean? It's not just hey, let me turn it up for nobody. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, well, 2020 impacted heaps of bands and sound guys like yourself. I suppose you would have, did you get a chance to focus on Lydia Can't Breathe a little bit and go, okay, and I can't work, maybe do a little bit of songwriting and get stuck into Lydia Can't Breathe?
Heaps.
Yeah.
Heaps of
That's all we did because none of us could really work. I think Ryan, you worked a little bit because you kind of work by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
So Ryan still kind of worked, but he still came to practice, and we kind of turned it up. I want to say we got the most writing done that we've ever gotten done as a band. We have 15 songs that we've tracked over with Andy Karpovic and Andrew Wade up at the audio compound, and we've only released 2 of them so far, and we plan on seeing more and more of them basically. Every 6 to 8 weeks, we're going to be releasing another single, another video, just more and more content, trying to stay relevant with everybody that's dropping, not irrelevant. It's trying to stay relevant with the time, you know what I mean? And trying to keep, the new age, the kids, the ADD generation basically entertained. You know what I mean?
That the name of the generation?
That's the AD.
That's what we'll go with, man. And you got to kind of ride that streaming cycle a little bit now. You've probably noticed it now. You've been in the scene for a while that the trends is changing towards these fucking streaming cycles. You got to kind of, it's hard. You kind of cringe as bands. I've talked to bands. They go, look, I don't like doing it, but it's the way we've got to roll in the way the market's going at the moment. You know what I mean? Drop a single here, drop a single there, and kind of tease it through till you kind of do the EP or the album as well, and kind of get that fucking hype up, because people are just digesting singles. It's dying breed, people like me that love diving into fucking albums.
Yeah, right. It used to be the thing. That's all I knew when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
Loved opening it up and reading the everything, all the pictures and all that. It used to be like a whole experience.
Yeah, man. Do you remember what your first album was, dude? Because I remember going and getting, I think it was it was Fear Factory. I think the first CD I actually bought was Fear Factory Demanufacture, and I brought I think Sepultura Roots at the time, and I had a copy of Nail Bomb, and those were my first albums, and I played them religiously all the time.
Yeah, you knew every word on the CD. Like you couldn't even, and the songs that you bought the album for sometimes weren't your favorites. You grew to love the whole thing, but now it's like, I feel like people find the song they like and then they listen to that and then they put that in their kitty or their playlist, and then the rest of the songs on the album, you know what I mean, hardly get listened to. You know what I mean? We're trying to we basically had like 25 songs and we only recorded like 15 of them.
Yep.
And that we might only drop like 10 or 12 of them, because we're trying to only drop material that we would, drop as a single.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Not just like, hey man, we have to come up with 15 songs. We have to, do some filler. Basically, let me just, this song was kind of cool, so since we paid to record it, let's just drop it. When in reality, it's probably going to do us more harm than good if some of our fans are like, yo, why is this song look like they put so much more time into it, and then this song just looks like they threw it together, or you know what I mean?
Yep. You guys are dope as fuck, man. I'm glad I come across you. It's one of those things in the metal scene and the rock scene. It's just, there's so many great bands out there. It pisses me off when I hear people go, oh, rock is dead, or there's no good metal bands, or there's fucking tons of great metal bands. I was blown away by you guys when I received this press release. I jumped back and I checked out that whole collection, man, and the evolution of Lydia Can't Breathe is really cool. I like that you have evolved from that first EP, the album, right up to where you are now. You have a catchy as fuck sound. You got some cool hooks and some great tunes in there, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. So we've been at it for a minute, just grinding, trying to do our own thing, but you know what I mean, still play music for the masses, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All with keeping ourselves happy with what we're writing, basically.
Yep. I want to chat about the Ups and Downs single before I get into Sheep. Can you tell me a little bit about that single, musically and lyrically, if you want to jump in between you?
Basically I wrote the riff, like the initial riff and the song, and I kind of brought it to the guys and we played it, and then everyone like threw, their little flavor on it. And I wrote this song about my first kid. She was born. I actually wrote the song about 3 years ago. We had just released it. It's been sitting in the kitty.
Yep.
But I wrote it about my kid and how like kind of I had a kid, and it changed like my perspective on life, as well as like everybody's perspective is how you handle the situations you're in. You know what I mean? It's all a perspective of ups and downs, and you're going to have low points and high points. But as long as you got something to push forward for, and you know what I mean, you can try to see some light in all the darkness, then you can continue like forward. That's like the meaning of the song in a nutshell.
Yep. You want to jump in, Ryan? Chuck something in there, Ryan.
He's just
saying that's deep, man.
That's really, I understand that totally, because when I became a dad, it kind of changed my outlook on everything, and every dad will say the same thing. If if you're a dad and saying it didn't change your outlook on life, you're fucking lying, that's for sure. You don't you haven't taken it in, that's for sure.
Dad, if it didn't change you,
you'd just be a psychopath.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was recording like for this time around? You know what I mean? Who'd you record with? Tell us a little bit about the recording and production process and all that.
I mean, Andy Karpovic, I always demolish his name. I think I say it differently every time.
Try being an Aussie, dude. I annihilate just about every name I say.
Dude, I feel bad. I'm just like, but him and Andrew Wade are up at the audio compound, and they were like our old albums we kind of just recorded. We didn't have any insight or we worked with an engineer that didn't really he produced it, but he didn't give us pointers or anything like that, or he wasn't really mean, I guess you would say. Like, these guys weren't mean, but like if they didn't like a riff or they didn't like something we were doing, they're like, yo, we got to rewrite that. We got to change that right here. Your lyrics don't make sense. Go home and rewrite this part. Like, they were just hard on us. You know what I mean? And I feel like it helped us get a better product because we didn't let anything slide through the cracks. You know what I mean? And with us, it's like when you write a song and, it's hard to play, and you worked on it with your guys and you've played it 200 times, you vibe it, like you like it. So when you get an outside perspective and someone's like, yo, like this song's really good, but this part right here shouldn't be in it. You just need to change this part. And then you don't want to do it, but then you do it and you realize the song got better. It's a crazy procedure compared to what we're used to doing, basically. So we feel like everything that's coming out is going to be a level up for sure.
Oh yeah, it is. That's for sure. And that's the good thing about working with a good producer as well. They're gonna be like that. Whereas you're working self-released or you're doing it independently, you can kind of be hard on yourself sometimes. And as you said, leave stuff in there that probably shouldn't be in there when you get a producer coming in and going, oi, and they're doing it from a good place anyway. It's kind of a mean nice. It's like, that's not good. That's not going to work. But they're doing it for the band. You kind of want that producer putting in the effort as well, pulling you up on things like that, and then going, nah, leave that, take that, or.
Yeah, 100%. And they're not emotionally attached to it either. Like, you're emotionally attached to your art as an artist, like any artist should. You know what I mean? Like, you, even whatever you're like with your radio show, you're probably like, you know what I mean? You have parts that you're proud of, like, you know what I mean? It's what you do. So if someone comes in and says anything negative, even if it's to try to make you better, you kind of like, for a second, you're like, whoa, is this dude like coming at me? Like, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? Like a natural human reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I get that totally. The next single, Sheep, I want to jump into that, man. That's cool as fuck. The single is really cool. This one is a fucking banger, man. I was cranking it last night, got up this morning, first thing in. It's a cool track, man. Can you tell us about that track?
I came up with the original original riffs for the song. After bringing it to the guys, we worked with it for a little bit. We threw a chorus in. We just needed that hook that's, the song was missing. We slid that in there, and then we worked on it for a while. It was one of those songs where we just kept on going over the details and kept on going over it, and eventually it all just kind of came together, and we took it to the audio compound with Andy and Andrew, and they really didn't change a whole lot about it, except for like one little part in the breakdown. We were just like, do a little bit less vocally, and then other than that, like our creation kind of came
to life. Yeah.
And like you were saying, the good producer brings out those sparkle moments and those those really interesting musical moments that
he knew how to capture.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. So we're really happy with the whole procedure. But Kyle wrote the lyrics, based on social media, our cell phones, and how attached we are to the stream of information that's just being fed to us. And it's human nature to just kind of follow along and do the status quo and file right in line and everything. It's just kind of a song about being careful about that. Be careful what you're led into, be aware is basically the message of the songs.
Yeah, it's got a great message, and there are far too many sheeple out there. You got to go out and check out some original music and great bands like yourself, like Lydia Can't Breathe. There are people, like, as you say, sheeple that just go, okay, and I'm only going to take the top 4, whatever this publication's giving me. You know what I mean? They're only talking about so many bands, and they kind of don't really give two shits about the music industry, in my opinion, because a lot of bands like yourselves just kind of get missed and looked over.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's good. You got to be a part of the machine. But I mean, that's with any industry. It's just ours. Every do it. You know what I mean? But like, you don't have people like other industries. You got to have like a degree just to get in line to be a part of the job. You know what I mean?
We all got kicked out of school. They're like, no, get out.
This is all we got.
You're not learning. This guy over here next to you, he's not learning.
Don't listen to anybody. You never listen.
So you play guitars on this as well too, don't you, Kyle?
Yeah. On both those songs.
I like that with the film clip. It's got you there singing, like just singing. I watched this other one with another Florida band, In Human Condition, and Jamie done the same thing. It's I like the film clips. You aren't standing there singing falsely into a microphone at points. You're just letting it all out on the film clip as well. It came out good, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I have to give it up to my homie Marlon Sorrentino. He's the one who made the video. Him and Brandon Paredes. They came out and filmed it, and they actually made some of our other videos, and they had just stepped their game up. Like, they kept telling me like, hey man, like, we haven't made a video for you in a while, like, let us do it. They came out, and like the way we did the lights and the whole storyboard and everything, I was super proud of what we accomplished, for sure.
Yeah, it looks good, and it's good to have that film clip to go along with it as well, because people are like sharing the film clip around, and they can jump over and crank that up as well. Have you got one out there for ups and downs, or are you going to do one?
Nah, I mean, maybe we will if we get enough, people hitting us with that. But we're about to drop a song,
killer,
and audio release in like 8 weeks, and then we'll probably do like another video in another 16 weeks, and like kind of keep on that cycle. Just because it's a little longer to make the videos, and the audio is already done. So I mean, that's kind of the mindset. But I mean, hey, you don't know, like, we might go back and end up doing a video for it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not a bad move. Thanks for the idea. Maybe that's what we'll do.
Maybe a lyric video or something like that. You know what I mean? Then you just don't have to worry about doing the whole fucking video clip again.
He's like, don't do too much, just the lyric.
Yeah, do a video if you want to do a video, man. It's cool. I'm not the manager, bro. Can you tell us? Can you tell me, dude, what rigs are you using at the moment?
I use a Kemper, so does Shad.
So do I.
He's got Mesa though. You're using Mesa.
Yeah, we've got a sponsorship from Mesa Boogie, and I'm running. I'm actually running one of their smaller amps, one of the teeny tiny guys. Those things are killer, man. Like, they have the same kind of punch as like a 410, but it's only it's a smaller rig. It's so light.
What does it weigh?
Like
20 pounds?
If that. Like, it's like 22 pounds with head and all.
No more bass fridge. We used to have to carry a fridge, an amp peg.
Yeah. It's fun doing loading with all these amps, with those big ones.
Yeah. So I just carry the pedal now. It's so much lighter.
Yeah. We were talking before we jumped on camera. Sorry, Ryan. I'm sitting back there in the corner.
All right.
Yeah, Ryan's back in the corner there.
Ryan's got the craziest rig anyway.
Yeah, come on, Ryan.
No, I just upgraded to the Axe Effects FM3. I was rocking a 412 Mesa cab with a EVH 5153 head, which I love.
But it's heavy. And
But
no one, we voted him off the ship. He's like, I was like, yo, I'm not helping you carry that anymore on tour. Like,
There's like venues where you gotta like go up like a couple flights of stairs.
oh,
So
dude, it was brutal. I've carried that thing any flights of stairs.
Ames, Iowa.
It's definitely the move.
They usually have the metal bands load in at the back up the stairs as well, where no one can see them too.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, are you going to be playing live in the future? As you said, it's a bit tricky at the moment, and I know things are up in the air. Shows are being started and cancelled, but are you looking towards getting going maybe once things settle down a bit?
Yeah, definitely. We're thinking fall, but if everything doesn't look like it's going to open, and we probably will wait till like spring of next year. Over here, that's like late March, just so you guys know, over there in Australia. But we might go out. Fall is basically what do we have? 2 or 3 more months until fall or something like that? Yeah, 3 months. We might go out in October here, and that's fall. We have a couple things going on, like getting negotiated right now for September, but we don't know if that's going to happen. So, but if not, I know we have a couple like one-offs. We're playing Jacksonville and then Gaines, or is it, what are we playing? What's the Valdosta, Georgia, and Jacksonville, Florida. And then we're playing Tampa, Florida, August 28th. And then I know we have another show that they're booking down there. I just don't know where it is, but we usually do, tours, but we that going, and then if everything opens back up, then we're gonna try to tour again. Hey, he made it. Josh made it, dude. Here, look at that, dude. He made it, bro.
Hey, Josh, how you going, mate?
Ever, dude.
That's not a good thing to say to a drummer.
Yeah.
Never on time.
Hey, honestly, it's my fault. He left before I told everybody at the end of practice last time, and Josh had left before then, and then I called him like five minutes before the interview, and I was like, yo, like, can you do Zoom? And he's cooking dinner like right now. Like, so I did make it. You know what I mean?
That's all good, Josh. We're talking about instruments, man. You want to tell us about what drum rig you're using, bro?
I got a Yamaha Stage Custom. It sounds good, and it's like birch, and it's like not that expensive. I like the sound of the shell, but yeah, before that I used like D-drum a lot, but I like the Stage Customs. They're nice, and I like the Zildjians and like the Sabians
for the cymbals.
A Customs the way to go, especially for recording. They sound good.
Yeah, nice, man. Well, and touring, man, as I'll jump back into that touring aspect, you kind of, I know you're releasing singles at the moment, but you don't want to really drop another album too, till you can kind of tour behind it. Because I've chatted to some bands and they're like, they've waited. They even recorded music back at the start of 2020 before everything happened, and they've held off on it because the touring's a big part, especially in the metal and the rock scenes, because you're selling most of your albums and your merch as well when you're on tour. You have people come along to your shows, not necessarily coming to see you, and then they'll fucking watch you play and they're just blown away, and they'll head over and go, man, I've got to buy some merch from Lydia Can't Breathe, and then they're going back home telling every cunt about it as well. And so I
miss that.
That again, man. We definitely, it definitely sucks not being able to play, but it is 100% hand in hand. Like it is like we've had these 2 songs, like I said, for like 3 years, and we kept being like, yo, should we drop this? Like, we're not even going to be able to tour. Like, we're not going to be able to try to recoup some of the money, because every release, it's like a business. It's like when you let everybody know that you're selling a pizza at Papa John's, like they spend a bunch of money telling people that. So it's like, if you did that and then you couldn't sell the pizza afterwards, you're kind of like, what's the point of promoting something? You know what I mean?
Not sponsored by Papa John.
We're not sponsored by Papa John.
Yeah, we don't have Papa John's here in Australia, so that's all right.
You're not missing out. You're not missing out, bro. You're good.
Yeah, cool guys. Where's the best place people can get along and support you?
Website www.lydiacan'tbreathe.com has links to all of our socials. It has the new video up. You can find pretty much any avenue to get a hold of us that way.
Yeah, YouTube,
Instagram, Facebook.
yeah, everything.
You got merch?
Yeah, Lydia Can't Breathe. Merch is on the website as well.
Yeah.
Just go to the merch section. And you can also get the CD and all the, your streaming stuff. If you don't want to just stream it, you can buy it, on Amazon and iTunes and all that. Spotify. Yeah.
Spotify. Yeah, it's the best way. I've been buying a lot of music lately. I'm the same. I jumped onto Bandcamp and I've just been buying tons of music through there as well, because they do the Friday Bandcamp sales as well, that can where the band gets the 100% of the money. And I think the best bet is to buy albums as well for bands. It's good to stream.
You're on Bandcamp, right? Yeah. That's something we need to look into.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
cunts like me will go crazy on Bandcamp, man, as well. It's a cool place to add in. I always cringe when I have to go over to iTunes and chuck money on iTunes and things like that. It's I look
3 cents of it or something.
Yeah, it's not a great deal. And Spotify as well. It's those streaming cycles are like, I know it's great for bands to get these listens up and for the algorithm, it gets the music into the ears, but you aren't really making money on that, you know what I mean? And bands don't really make money on that. And you want to be able to support the scene. And for fans of Lydia Can't Breathe and going, hey, I really love this band and I listen to them on Spotify, and you know what I mean? Make that step and go over and jump onto Lydia Can't Breathe and buy some merch and support the band, because that really does help get albums out.
Yeah.
That's what gets us to the next place.
Listen to this guy. He knows what.
Awesome, guys. I'm going to let you get to band practice. Did you all want to chuck in some last words, shout outs or thank yous or anything I may have missed in there?
Special shout out, I guess, to James Cripps, you know what I mean, for always helping us. He's our booking agent. And then Marlon, I already said, and Brandon, I gave them a shout out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shauna for getting us the interview. You know what I mean? Steve for doing our radio.
And I'm sure I already told you, but watch Sheep, our new video.
Yeah, watch Sheep, our new video.
Yeah, everyone get it. Put it on your stereo, crank it loud. The neighbors are going to want to hear this. I always say it, the neighbors are going to definitely hear this, man. Put it in your stereo. Go back and check out their other albums, because they are fucking ripping, man. They're really cool. You got there, where have we got here? I've got your albums. You've got Live at Putum. At the bottom of the Putum Style, Time, Taste New. Bloody fucking killer albums, man. I had a lot of fun coming across you guys, man. And man, Indica Sativa, bloody cool as, dude. It's all cool.
Yeah.
Cheers, bros. Have a great time, eh?
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.